Hey everybody, just wanted to talk about the difference between a wave and a setback. So I was on my walk this morning down by the shore and I had this bright idea to make a video about this topic, and then I went and looked in my inbox and saw that somebody had actually asked that question on one of my previous videos. How do you know if you're in a wave or a setback? So I thought, well, that's just great timing, so I'm going to go ahead and just make this video. So in my experience, I've had like really, really good windows and really hard waves all through my taper, post-taper, which kept me pretty able to function. And if I needed to like adjust my life around my waves, I would just kind of figure out how to do that, like rest more, work from home, or, cancel plans if I had to with friends, and just kind of be easy and gentle, almost like I had like a chronic condition, like a chronic illness. And then I would have these long stretches of time that I'd have like a window, which enabled me to go to restaurants, go on like a small road trip out of town, or go to a meditation retreat, see clients in person, go shopping, go to the grocery store. And then I would have waves that were still functioning, like I could kind of function in the waves, like continue on with all those same things, but not have to take a lot of time off or breaks. So for me, the wave is like an uptick in symptoms, and it can happen, during the taper. It would happen when like I would make a cut, and then it would, hit my system that I had less drug on board, and my body would kind of freak out and like have all these symptoms, and then it would settle back down again, and then I'd have like a window, and a window might still have symptoms in it, but it was just such a relief from the wave. Like, whew, I can exhale a little bit. I can distract by watching TV. And stabilizing, sometimes I would be able to stabilize, which I would feel almost normal. So if not totally normal. So I'd have like a wave, window, and then stabilize. So now that's how it has been for me, windows and waves. And I am currently in kind of a windows and waves pattern these days. But let me just talk to you about a setback. So a setback for me, I had my first setback at 6 months off, and you can see a video that I made around that time. So for me at that time, I was, 6 months off, doing really well. I had finished my taper, and where I did have, a lot of symptoms still, withdrawal symptoms, they were about the same as they had been throughout my taper. So it wasn't like a huge, it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't like I had gone into straight crazy acute withdrawal. So that lasted about 6 months. I did have a couple of really good windows in that time. I think I shared about it in previous videos. Like maybe it was my 2-month off video where I said like, wow, this is my best window ever. And then I had started the keto diet, and the keto diet gave me a lot of energy, and that's kind of what it does. And since I had been told by a psychiatrist that it would take me about 1 to 3 months after discontinuing the clonazepam to heal, or to, go through withdrawal, and I would be done, I thought because I was doing so well that I was done. And, like I had heard Baylissa say, she's a Benzo coach, like some people, they get down to the end of their taper and they just kind of walk off and they're totally fine. So that's what I thought was going on. So I started going to a lot of dance classes. I started drinking like keto coffee and doing keto, and it was like maintain like a high level of energy, working a ton. I was driving all around the San Francisco Bay Area and just really thought I was done. And then one day, bam, I got hit so hard. And it was like that was my first experience with a setback. So it was not the same as a wave that I had been having prior. It was like a setback all the way to like an acute phase that I hadn't had in a really long time, since before being crossed over from the failed cold turkey. So that was awful, and lasted a couple of months. So then fast forward to the antibiotic setback. So, after that setback kind of finished and I got back on track, I was kind of going through the windows and waves pattern again. Fairly stable, had some shitty symptoms, managed my life around it, got my baseline back. And then right before the antibiotic setback, at about 23 months off, I was doing really, really well. I had my longest window. And then I took the antibiotic. Now, this, I would say, is like a classic setback where you kind of feel like you're healed for a period of time, and then do something, take something, a supplement or an antibiotic or another medication, and then go all the way back to acute. However, for me, I went to a level of acute that I had never experienced before, because I had done this really long, slow taper. So unfortunately, I went into like a cold turkey kind of state. And that lasted about 6.5 months of the worst. And then there was kind of a turning point. And now I'm 9 months off, or 9 months since the setback. So it's kind of a long ramble. I hope that that helps to make sense. Windows and waves being kind of like ups and downs along the journey. Pretty typical, signs of withdrawal, signs of healing. Whereas a setback is like you are doing okay, and then something happens and it's like you go all the way back. So don't let that scare you, because even through setbacks, you can heal. I'm definitely can give that as a testimony, and I'm not 100% yet. I don't know how long it's going to be before I'm 100%. I don't know, because I'm not in control of the universe. But just so you know, that regardless of whether it's a wave or a setback, eventually our bodies will come back to a state of homeostasis, because that's what they're designed to do. So I hope that answers that question, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace. Take good care of yourself. Keep healing. Keep having faith. Use your coping skills. And we are all healing every single day.